The I Ching is a living transmission of the divine, of consciousness. The I Ching, the Book of Change, is a map of the 64 changing cosmic frequencies of life, of consciousness. This is an ancient wisdom from thousands of years ago that was used to track and harmonize with the forces of nature in order to guide the people, an empire, a civilization. In the 1960s, humanity discovered the 64 genetic codons, our DNA. Magically, they have the same mathematical formula, the same exact geometry as the 64 I Chings. Every 6 days, the sun activates one of these 64 I Ching frequencies, which activates within us a corresponding genetic codon, which stimulates our consciousness, the theme of the life. When we enter into contemplation with a particular I Ching, especially with the I Ching the sun activates each week, then life sends us the experiences we need to unlock the shadow, which raises our vibration and awakens the divine within. The intention of this video is to serve you in the highest blessed way. This is abstract energy of sensing, so receive this message with your heart and body. This week, the sun within us, our consciousness, life, is activating the 25th I Ching. The transformational path of this frequency moves us from the shadow of constriction to the highest vibration of universal love, and it's through the path of acceptance. There are certain I Ching frequencies that are central in our genetic codons and the story of our evolution. The 25th I Ching is one of them. It's the hub I Ching frequency, and its theme is love. It's the very breath of love, and it's also obviously about the lack of love and the journey to rediscover and remember love. It's interesting, when you look at a young child, particularly the first few years, you don't get a sense of the sacred wound present within the child, the wound of suffering that every human incarnates with, that keeps us in separation. The 25th shadow is the shadow of constriction, and it's the dilemma of anxiety. But the young child doesn't seem to be constricted, no worry in the world. They appear to have no anxiety. So where do we learn it? Where does it come from? And how do we become anxious? We each carry anxiety, whether we're aware of it or not. Trust me, it's there. It's behind the facade. Try sitting down while closing your eyes and staying still for a couple hours. You will soon touch and sense the anxiety. It doesn't have to manifest as worry, but it often does, because anxiety is a vibration in our cells. It's the vibration of fear, and it comes with mortality. It comes with the body. So anxiety seems to be connected to our sense of mortality. A young child doesn't really know what death is for themselves. They may witness loss through death, but they don't yet realize that they will die because they don't yet have a sense of I. So the anxiety seems to be connected to this sense of I, which some people refer to as the ego, which can be a confusing concept for the mind to understand, but it's the sense of an identity, the I. So as we develop a sense of separateness, the anxiety begins to tremble inside us. But it isn't learnt. That's the thing. It's innate. It's natural. It was there all along. It's even there as a young child. It's just simply dormant as a code. And this is the dilemma of anxiety. We can't prevent it. We can't relax deep enough to make it go away. It's part of our constriction. It's cellular. The shadow of constriction is connected to two primary things, to our breathing and to our thinking. And this is why the great meditation traditions train us to follow the breath. Because if you do that for 10 to 20 years, then one day you will have a breakthrough and realize that you can exist without thought. But let's face it, only a certain kind of person can master this or enter such a path. So what about the rest of us? Is there any hope for us? Well, the first step to all transformations is always the same step. First, we must realize we're in a prison, or as the Buddha would say, all life is suffering. Basically realizing we're in a prison, constricted by our mortality, by our biological equipment. We have evolved differently than the animals. The animals have fear, but not anxiety, and that is because they don't have enough self-awareness. And yet anxiety is the very vibration that inspires the quest for higher knowledge. So it's wonderful and magical from that point of view. So we need to get to know it, allow it in to be our friend. And the biggest dilemma with anxiety is that we can't think our way out of it. Mental knowledge isn't enough. No amount of psychoanalysis is going to ever be enough. We have to contact the vibration directly by contemplating it, sitting with the sensation, allowing it in. We carry the sacred wound as a constriction deep within our being. And once we stop trying to run from it, which could take lifetimes, we start turning towards it. The moment our awareness moves deeply into the body, strangely enough, it seems to dissolve and disappear. And our breath is the key. How many breaths do you think you take each day? How many of these breaths are you aware of each day? Maybe none, or maybe just a few. This is the power of contemplation. It brings pauses into our day. It slows us down. It doesn't necessarily slow down our outer life, but it slows down our deep inner rhythm. And it slowly brings us into a balanced rhythm. And it allows for awareness into our day. And that's how you meet anxiety, by awareness, awareness of our breath. There's nothing wrong with constriction. It's a starting point of our great journey. The body's a constriction for awareness until our awareness one day breaks free from the body and connects us to the fundamental patterns of this holographic universe. And this is the path of acceptance. The 25th gift, the way to alchemize the shadow and raise the vibration, acceptance. A central aspect of contemplation is the coming to terms with life as it is. And this is simple, but not always easy as it sounds. Let's break it down into 3 phases: allow, accept, and embrace. The 25th gift is all about this process. It's the gift of acceptance. So first we have to allow, and allowing is very spacious. You allow yourself to be a certain way, to feel a certain way. You don't have to accept it yet. You don't have to like it. Allowing is the very first breath of awareness. It's the very act of turning within, which is why it's the first stage in contemplation. And allowing has an additional component. It has openness, your vibration, your attitude. You're basically saying to the universe through your attitude and vibration, I'm open for the possibility of a breakthrough. I'm available. I have no idea what it looks like or what it even means, but I'm suffering. And it may be not okay, but at least you're acknowledging it. You're allowing. Allowing is very powerful because it begins with the physical. Whatever you're experiencing in life, bring your awareness to your physicality, to the body, to the sensations, to the discomfort in the body. Let the breath in. Never mind the feelings, the thoughts. Let them do what they want. We'll deal with them later. You begin with the physical. Just allow the body to feel the way it feels. There's a kind of odd comfort. There's a simplicity in it. The body's uncomplicated in that way. After a while, you'll feel yourself slowing down. You will feel your breath begin to deepen. Allowing is just staying with the body. Another powerful way of allowing is movement, doing something physical with the body, like exercise, or creating something with your hands, craft, art, writing. All these kind of things help bring awareness out of the thoughts and back into the physical cells. The next layer is called acceptance, and it's the name given to this gift. Acceptance is when you make full contact with your feelings. Once the breath is settled in a bit and you have regained some core stability, then you can feel your feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Emotions are chemicals, so once the chemistry is bearable, then we will feel some space opening up around the feelings. We may cry, we may feel sad, we may feel numb, angry, or afraid. Now at least we're in touch with how we feel, and our awareness can now wrap itself around these feelings and be loving around these feelings. Acceptance happens as we remember our heart. Our heart reminds us that everything's okay. Even in the midst of pain, everything is still okay on a deeper level. And this is when we begin to trust again. Because with acceptance, there's always hope. Not blind emotional hope, but the hope for life. Life is hope. Life is optimistic. So acceptance allows for the possibility that transformations may occur. In fact, the possibility is a probability. Allow, accept, and embrace. It's all the process of acceptance. All I'm doing is breaking down the process behind the word. So embrace is when the third component comes into play, the mind. So allow is the physical body, accept is the emotional realm, and embrace is the mental aspect. So as the heart opens to our experience, so the mind finally lets go. Because the mind is the main problem. It projects into the future by its karmic thought patterns. When the body is filled with anxiety, the mind goes into mind loops. The mind is like a crazy factory manager trying to figure out how to stop all the machines from overheating. In the end, he just gives up. But the embrace is where the magic happens. Embracing pain requires a full and deep ability to breathe. Now the breath falls deeply into your belly. Now you can handle life, no matter how intense the feelings. Now with an open heart, you can ignite your own transformation. It's important to note there's a big difference between embracing something and resignation. When you resign to something, it's a dropping of your head. It's a yielding to the shadow without the awareness of the city, the highest vibration. The gift vibration always moves between both ends of the vibration spectrum. So acceptance lies between constriction and love, whereas resignation is surrendering to the constriction. Many make this mistake in their shadow work. They kind of cave in on themselves. They forget that there's something higher in their nature, that there's something higher hidden in the shadow. You see people like this everywhere. They have lost hope. They believe things will never change, never get better. And this is a false kind of acceptance. True acceptance is done with your head held high, with a deep breath of courage, almost with the kind of defiance, a trust. You look at the shadow and you say, yes, I see you, but I don't have to believe in you. You're just the beginning. And without turning from the shadow, you're opening your heart to more. One of the hardest things for humans to accept is the beauty of life. We rush past it every day. Without time for pauses, without the right attitude, we never break out of the constricted, addictive mindset. But a life filled with contemplation allows time for beauty. It allows wildness back into your being. A quick example, many people go on vacation to a beautiful place on our planet to get drunk and high and enjoy life. I personally have nothing against these things, but they forget how to just enjoy nature, enjoy the magical moments of taking in the sun, the air, the oneness of all things. My point is, it's really hard for most of us to let in the beauty of the world unless we've learned to accept the suffering inside, which means we have to be bold and courageous and go inward. We have to be inner warriors, spiritual warriors. We have to breathe and let the beauty of the moment in front of us in, all the way in. I invite you to look at your day through the lens of acceptance. This is an amazing spiritual practice. Look at the things you don't allow to be the way they are. A slow car pulling up in front of you when you're in a hurry. A person that irritates you. A rain shower just in the wrong moment. Whatever it is, just notice it. Observe it and try allowing it in. Feel the sensations that are connected. Breathe in, breathe out. Deeply. The 25th city, the highest vibration, universal love. It's funny what happens when you turn your awareness inwards. Here in the I Ching, we contemplate deeply the codes of life within ourselves. And when we go deep enough, we get to see that our DNA really contains revelations. They connect us to the cities, to the highest vibrations. Deep within us lies the possibilities of our transcendence, holding the holographic seed of what one day we can become. All the 64 cities, the higher vibrations, are a shift from the personal to the universal. Most of us really think of love as a personal connection that passes between people or between us and something outside of us. That feeling of love that bridges the distance, bringing us closer into unity with a person or an object. Universal love is of another dimension entirely. It's the connective tissue that holds together all things. And this is why we call it God. It's love. It really has the quality of unifying. So when we move on the path of realization, we have to let go of the personal dimension. The personal dimension still holds a certain quality, but you can no longer say you love someone or something more than anything else. It's a big change. It's a mystery. It seems to just happen in divine timing on its own as we go on opening and softening our heart. It's about embracing the collective wound, the knowing we are one, the dissolving into the one. You can't get there. The path leads us there. I empower this week to create space, get to higher awareness, notice your thoughts, feel all the sensations fully that come up in the body this week. Shine the light of awareness to acceptance. Allow, accept, and embrace the beautiful moment that's in front of you. Breathe in, breathe out deeply. Remember, love yourself and choose to be blessed.